In this video, I'm going to show you 5 secrets to mastering bar chords fast. So if you're struggling with bar chords and you want them to feel more comfortable and you want the notes to sound clearly and not buzz, you're in the right place. Are bar chords something that give you trouble, or are they pretty easy for you to do? Why don't you let us know down in the comments below. Bar chords are played with a technique called barring. Now, a bar is when you take your first finger and you use it almost as if it were a capo. So rather than playing it in a curled manner, the way you usually do with chords, you're going to flatten it out and play several strings at a time. In that case, I'm playing 6 strings. This can be very challenging and very uncomfortable if you've never done it before. And the reason for that is very often when people learn how to do this, they use strength instead of leverage and gravity. Not only will you be less prone to injury and strain, but you're going to have a lot more fun playing. And stick around, because later on in the video, I'm going to show you something that looks like a magic trick. You don't even need to use your thumb in the back of the neck for bar chords. Tip number 1, get your index finger, the barring finger, totally straight. Okay, this is a mistake I see all over the place. People allow their finger to bend a little bit. Take a look at that in the camera. So what happens? You're not really pushing down the middle strings. You hear how those strings are dead? Maybe I have the outside strings if it's curled, but this right here is not pushing the strings down. So just the shape of the finger alone, getting it straight and putting it down there will enable you to press those notes down and get them to sound clear. Get the index finger totally straight. Tip number 2, you want to play right behind the metal fret. Very often, a lot of buzz is created because the finger is not really in the right space. There's a big misunderstanding about this. So I'm going to do a little experiment here. Let's go to the 3rd fret. So if I have 1, 2, 3, when I play on the 3rd fret, I'm between 2 pieces of metal. And if I play right in the middle, I get quite a lot of buzz. You hear that little bzzz at the front of the note? And if I go closer to the 2nd fret, it gets even deader. But if I get right up behind the 3rd fret, right up behind that 3rd piece of metal, the buzz goes away. You see that? There's the buzz, and then it goes away. Why do you want to do that? Because very often, if you hear this buzz, let's say you're playing and you're not in the right spot, you might think,
oh, I just gotta squeeze harder and then the buzz will go away.
So you can eliminate this instinct to squeeze harder by getting right behind the fret. So watch this with a bar. Terrible. And now I'm not going to press any harder. I'm just going to change the position about 1 centimeter. All the buzz goes away. Tip number 3. Use your bicept and pull back instead of squeezing. If you squeeze and squeeze and squeeze, you're going to hurt yourself, okay? These little muscles were not meant to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this big, huge bicep to do the heavy lifting for us, so to speak. So watch this. If you have your right hand here so that the guitar doesn't fly away, or your right arm, and you literally pull back with your bicep, almost like you were trying to break the guitar in two, that will help push the bar chord down rather than having to squeeze the left hand harder. If I were to take this right arm away, it would literally, the guitar would go like that when I play a bar chord. So I'm trying to actually bend both sides back. and then it becomes much easier to play. If you could see what's going on here, I'm flexing this enormous, huge, manly bicep to put the chord down. Tip number 4. I promised you a magic trick earlier on, and I think you're going to like this. I saw an Andre Segovia photo when I was a young kid playing classical guitar, and I noticed he didn't even have his thumb behind the neck. It was down here. So obviously he wasn't squeezing. So watch this. Even without the thumb, I'm going to let my thumb float freely for the sake of example. Here we go. Here's the magic trick. A perfectly clear bar chord with no squeezing. And that is because I am doing step 3. I'm pulling back. So this finger, this thumb back here, is just to sort of center the hand so that you're in a comfortable position, but there is no pushing, there's no squeezing. Tip number 5, you might need to get your guitar adjusted. Seasons change, it gets hot, it gets cold, and the neck moves just a little bit. And what can happen is you won't see it, but you'll feel it. The neck moves, the strings become just a little bit further away from the neck, and that's called the string action. The string action becomes higher, and it becomes harder to squeeze or to push strings down. So if you go to a good guitar repair shop, maybe your local music store or a guitar builder, they can look at your guitar and mess with the truss rod, mess with the bridge, mess with the nut, and make sure that it is comfortable and easy to play. Now here's a bonus tip, and this is going to seem very counterintuitive. Avoid playing bar chords if possible. Okay? I know this is a bar chord video and I should be endorsing the use of bar chords, but hey, they're more work than open position chords. So for example, if you can play a G chord like this, right, it's way less work for your hand than doing this. And as far as steel string guitar, open strings tend to sound a little bit more magical and resonant, so keep it simple. Make it easy for your left hand. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, you're gonna love my free 7-day fingerstyle guitar course for beginners. And guess what? It's right here on YouTube. All you've gotta do is click the link in the description below. This course is gonna take you from knowing absolutely nothing about the guitar to playing your first fingerstyle guitar piece in 7 days. Comes with a full PDF and tablatures. So I look forward to seeing you inside the course. Thanks for watching. God bless.